The great declaration at the heart of Christian scripture about Jesus is when in St. John's Gospel it says, "The Word was made flesh and dwelt among us." As Christians, we don't just believe that Jesus was God in disguise as a human being. We don't believe that Jesus was such a good person he was almost like God. We believe that Jesus is fully God and fully human, that in Jesus, God and humanity meet. So we asked some people what stories from the Bible help them to know that Jesus is fully human, and what stories from the Bible help them to know that Jesus is fully God, and why.
The Bible story that makes him truly human for me is when he went to the temple and got angry, because as humans we get angry, and I believe that's what Jesus did.
The one that makes me feel that he's fully human is the resurrection, or in fact the crucifixion before the resurrection, because Jesus was on the cross and he called out to his Father, and he knew what was going to happen, he knew why it was going to happen, but he still called out for his Father and asked him why this was happening.
When Jesus at the Last Supper goes and washes the hands and the feet of his disciples, that for me says that he is human. He isn't above us and he isn't in any way below us, but he gets down himself and washes the hands and feet of his disciples.
The godlike one, now that Sally's disappeared, I can contradict her, because on the cross, I find it very godlike. He knew what was going to happen, he knew he was dying, but he still asked for forgiveness for those that were crucifying him.
Well, there's a story that sort of encapsulates human and divine for me, and that's the empty tomb story, where we find Mary distraught to find that the body has gone, and the disciple we believe to be John and Peter running to the tomb and finding the grave cloths all cast asunder. And the single thing that speaks to me in that story is that the headcloth is folded. Because Jesus knew, in my view, that his friends would find this situation, friends that he had come to love over 3 years. And I believe that at the moment of resurrection, that point, that ultimate divine point, the point that changed the whole of the rest of human history, he chose to roll up his headcloth, because I think he wanted to indicate to them that something deliberate, something calm, something purposeful, something which was intended to happen had happened here. This was not a robbery, this was not chaos. This is a God who very literally brought order out of chaos on that occasion as well as throughout history. So for me, that is the action of a fully human man at a fully divine moment.